Today we're going to talk about water and the ways you can get water clean and drinkable and pure in times of disasters or just when you're out hiking in the woods. And I have an extra bonus of a sanitation product that I'm going to show you that I think is really awesome too. So let's get started. Alright folks, welcome back. So today I have some items here that probably would be handy to a newer prepper who hasn't really thought about sanitation and water. The sanitation item is the Cred Cloths in the back, and we'll get to those in a second. I'm going to need them after getting all this dirty water, so we'll show you how those work. But I want to talk about water purification first and water filters. Perhaps the biggest thing you're going to need is clean water after a disaster or emergency. And I know a lot of new preppers tend to forget about it, they don't think about it. And they think, oh, I'll just go buy some bottled water. Well, bottled water doesn't last all that long, kind of isn't a good deal on it, and the bottles tend to degrade over time. So eventually you're going to run out and you're going to need some kind of water filter or water treatment. Now these are just a few items that I've run across in my various travels that I use and stock, and I wanted to kind of show you how they work. We are going to be demoing this filter here. I mentioned this filter a while back. This is the Puri bag and the purifier of water. I mentioned that filter a while back, and we are going to be going through that. We're going to be showing you how these little purifier bags work and how the filter itself works. But the first thing I want to talk about is Aqua Tabs, because I think they're an extremely handy thing for when you're out and about, maybe in the woods, camping, practicing, who knows. Maybe you're in the middle of a disaster and trying to make sure the water you're drinking is clear. So what I have here are two different types, okay? I'm going to bring you up a little closer, or bring them closer to you. These are the larger ones, and these will treat a larger amount of water. And we aren't going to be testing these today, but they're the exact same ingredients as the smaller ones. Now the smaller tabs, they will do about 2 quarts of water in a use. So each tablet does about 2 quarts. The larger ones will do 16 quarts per tablet. And that's really the only difference in these. And these are from my preps, so I'm not going to be opening these up. But it's the exact same ingredient, okay? I'll try to read you the ingredient. I'm probably going to mangle it. Let me show you. It's sodium dichlorosocronate. Gosh, I hope I said that right, because there's going to be a million people that correct me. Anyway, we're going to try this out. Now what we got here to try it out, and it does take about 30 minutes for these to work, so you're going to need 30 minutes. So we're going to put this here and move on to the next filter or purifier and show you, that over time. What we got here is a nasty bottle of water. I'm even going to mix it up a little bit. Now we do have some solids in this. You'll notice some chunks of stuff. So it is important to have a filter after the fact. Even if the Aqua Tabs have cleaned your water, most pond water will just kind of be muddy. You'll have a little bit of cloudy water like that is. So what we're going to do is open up this thing of Aqua Tabs here, drop one in, and see how it works. Alright, so we got them open. This is what they look like when they're open. These are good for 2 years, okay? And they are individually sealed, so it's not like you're opening these things up and being like, oh, what am I going to do? I've only used one or something. So we can use these, and they're good for 2 years. These will treat cloudy water, okay? And they work very, very well. I've tried these before. Now, the difference between these and other tablets is they're not based on any kind of iodine or any kind of formula that's banned in another country. These are completely safe to use. They are certified by the World Health Organization for whatever that's worth, and they're each very low cost. So we're going to pop one of these off here, and each thing has 2 tablets. Okay, and you can see the expiration date here. It expires 10/2026. Okay, I'm going to bring over our water and open it up and drop them in. Now the nice part about these is this is all you need. These are not something that you have to mess with and then treat after. I did a video on some other types of tablets that you actually had to treat after the fact. Okay, yeah, it cleared the water up, it looked nice, but then the water tastes like iodine and nastiness. So these are really good. We got one little tiny little tablet there. Drop it in. And we're just going to let that sit now. And you can see it's starting to bubble. We're going to let that sit for half an hour and come back and check it out. But we are going to move on to the next filter. And this is a very unique filter, and I really didn't have much information on it. This is a Delta emergency water filter that you can put together and use pretty much anywhere. So let's get that together, and we'll check that one out too. Alright, so we're going to take this apart. I do have some cloudy water here and some dirty water that we are going to filter into this. We are going to take this apart. I want you to notice something though. The Aqua Tabs are already lightening up that water over there. See how it's lightening up compared to this stuff here? So it's definitely doing its job. That's cool. Let me show you how this one works. This is the Delta Emergency Water Filter. It's something you're going to actually be putting together yourself. Fairly simple. All the instructions are right on here. Okay. This is it. You're just going to snap these pieces together, make a little funnel, put your filter in like that, and fill the filter with water and let it drain. Okay? So you can wash the plastic parts with water before you use them again, and you do get 2 of these. I am not going to be reusing mine. I'm probably going to be just using this one time, but I believe you can use these up to 3 times. And if you just keep it in the filter, I'm sure it lasts a good long time for that. So let me put this thing together, and I will show you exactly how this works. These all snap together, same spot, you know, like that. So let's get this put together, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so once you put this together, it should look something like this. You're going to take your circular tabs and push them into your square holes. I know that seems kind of weird, but that's how it works. So we're going to finish it off here with this guy. Wrong way. There we go. Done. Alright, so there you go. You got yourself a nice effective little platform for your filter. And you're going to place that in there. Now I'm going to have to hold this. I'm going to have to back the camera up a little bit, or move this a little closer to me probably. That makes more sense now, doesn't it? We're going to take our filter and place it in there, okay, and see just how well this works. So here we go. Now remember, when you're using this, you don't want to overfill it. You don't want to fill it up so it goes over the sides, okay? I'm going to place this in here. Once we get the water in, it'll work a little bit better. It does work better with a wider mouth, but this was the widest mouth thing that I had out here, aside from myself. All right. So once you get it going, you'll get the hang of it, and it does sit on there very nicely. The nice part about this is you don't have to worry about solids like you do with that. Like I'd have to filter that because there's solids on the bottom. But this will filter the solids out. So we're going to give this a little bit of time and let it drip. You see it's dripping through there. It's starting to drip. And we're going to see how that tastes after being nasty outside water. See how it comes out. So while that's draining through, I wanted to give you a little bit of information on the filter itself. This filter is composed of millions of nanofibers, averaging about 200 nanometers in size. All right, the nanofibers are positively charged, providing foolproof interception of microbiological threats down to the smallest virus. And it will be able to reduce chloramines, sulfides, toxic organic chemicals, and provide safe, delicious drinking water. Okay, so you can use this for at least up to 4 or 5 times, I would say. I'm not going to really be too concerned about it because in an emergency, I'd have this and one filter with me. And that is really, I mean, you see how small this thing is when it's all torn apart. That's really handy. So we're letting it go here. I want to let it at least filter through the water that I put in there. Let me show you how much is in there. So it is filtering through. We're going to let it filter out. We're going to see, let's back up the camera a little bit, if this water here becomes nice, clear, drinkable water there. Like I said, I need to definitely get a wider mouth item to put this in, like maybe a titanium cup or something, because this is a little bit sketchy on top of that little thing. Anyway, see you in a few minutes. All right, so I've given it about 15 minutes, and it seems to be almost done there. Again, I could put more water in if I wanted to. We're just doing this for a test. As you can see, the filter gets a little heavier, of course, because there's water in it. We're going to move that out of the way and show you what the water looks like. Remember, this is where we poured it from, all this cloudy, nasty stuff here. So let's see what it tastes like. Yep, perfectly good. And I might say it also got rid of that clay taste. We have very clay-like soil out here. And if a filter can do that, I'm really impressed with it. So let's move on, and I'll show you the design of this little bag here. This little container here, I mean. Let's move on to the last thing, which is going to be the Pure bag using these P&G purifiers of water. Okay. Before we get started on the bags, I do want to show you this really quick with the Aqua Tabs. Seems to have done a good job. There's still a little bit of sediment on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. But let's taste it and see what it tastes like. See? Yep. That even got rid of the taste of the clay soil. Gotta say, that's impressive. That's really, really cool. And that's why I like Aqua Tabs. They work very, very well. That's probably been there for about 45 minutes now. They say 30 minutes, but I just let it sit while I was doing the demo of the other filter. And very impressive. So let's move on to the last filter we're talking about here. And that's going to be this Pure bag. Now I'm going to kind of clear up everything here so we can see exactly what this thing is all about. All right, now to understand how these bags work. Now we're not going to be using that one because it's got multiples in it. We're going to be using this one today. Okay, to understand how these bags work, we kind of have to understand the product that we use to work in them. So first of all, we're going to talk about this P&G Purifier of Water Treatment. I'm going to open up a thing here. So you can see what this does. Each pack will do 10 liters or 2.5 gallons of water. Okay. Basically, the instructions are on the back. You're going to mix it with your water. Okay. You're going to stir it, and then you're going to filter it, and then you can drink it. Now, the neat part about this is this allows the sediment that you don't want to have to drink to be down at the bottom of the bag. So that's why we won't have to filter it with this. But I'm going to show you just a little bit of information on these. These expire January 2025. Okay. So you can let it sit for 5 minutes, okay? Then you filter it through a clear rag or whatever. That's why I say sometimes it's handy to have a shemagh or a do-rag or whatever so you can filter your water through it, and then you can drink it. So that's how they work. Very effective. They protect against giardia, bacteria, viruses. They've been independently tested and certified by the World Health Organization and the EPA. They are a foil-resistant package, so the powder doesn't get wet. If I put some water on it, they're not going to get wet. And being when you're dealing with stuff that has water, you know, when you're dealing with filters and out in the wild, it is handy to have it like that. So that's the purifier of water treatments themselves. Let's move into the bag. All right, this is super simple to use. It is a very large bag. Of course, it's 10 liters of water. You will notice that the filter, the drain where you're going to get your water from, which has a carbon filter in it, is far away from where the wastewater is going to be settling at the bottom. Now, this is not something that you would use for, say, something with a lot of sediment and particles in it. This is something to purify water. In other words, your city has a boil water order. Maybe there's some sediment, maybe there's a little bit of sulfur smell to your water, whatever. This is not something that's going to get, magically, this is not going to make rocks and stuff and twigs disappear from your water. But it is going to purify your water. So what we're going to do is we're going to go outside and fill it up. And we're going to get some, water from my garden and stuff. So we'll have a little bit of crud in it, but it won't be ridiculously filthy is my point. So we can see the sediment fall to the bottom. And you're going to fill this up. Now, it's real simple. You fill the whole bag up with water, okay? And you don't open the bag until it reaches the fill line, as indicated, okay? So you're not going to open this up or anything until it's all the way up to the fill line on top, okay? You're going to add one of these into the dirty water. You're going to seal it with the purple sealing rod on the back here. And that comes out once you open it. This will just slide across and seal it up. Now the powdered sachet will turn the color of the water orange. It's normal. It indicates the powder is working. The final drinking water should be clear. Okay? So when you put this in, you're going to think, oh, what the heck? It's made my clean water dirty. Or my pond water dirty. It's not like that. It will turn it orange and it will clear up. So you're going to shake the bag for 3 to 5 minutes until it's all mixed through the water. Basically, you're going to pick it up and shake it from side to side. So it's all mixed in there, okay? Then in about 30 minutes, you're going to have drinkable water from this right here. And to use this, you're just going to push it open and it will drain out. We'll let it close. Just pull it up like that, and it will come out that little hole on the bottom. So this is really good for questionable water. If you find a stream somewhere with a whole lot of what looks like crystal clear water, but you're not sure that it's safe, awesome way to filter your water. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fill it up with water. And then we're going to add one of these, and we're going to take it outside, shake it, and we're going to hang it up. Because this can hang on a branch or anything like that. We're going to hang it up, say, on our fence out there, and let it work for half an hour. All right, so we're outside here, and I figured I got ants running all over the place. Get rid of them first. Okay? And I figured we're going to fill this bag up. I'm going to use my hose, but what I wanted to show you is how this exactly works. Once you get this filled up all the way, and you shake it, but you shake it, before you shake it, you got to put this little clip in here. Now this thing works, this should be on the inside of your bag, and this should be on the outside of your bag. So basically it's going to slide in like that, and seal across the bottom, and of course you want a straight fold. I didn't put a straight fold there. So that's how that's going to work. So let's fill the bag up, and then we'll put the chemical in, and then we'll seal it up. Alright, filling up the bag. I just have the hose stuck in the end there. And we're going to fill it up to about the line here, the fill line, and then we're going to stop it. So let's get this all filled up, and I'll bring you back once it's full, and we'll put that stuff in and see how orange it turns. Alright, so we're filled up. I got the chemical open. We're going to dump it in there. Okay. And as you can see, it's starting to turn it orange. Now, of course, we haven't mixed it up. There's still a lot of chemical up here. So let's seal up this bag at the bottom here, like we're supposed to. Along the bottom, I'm going to do it this way, actually. Feel a little more secure doing it that way. And like I showed you, the yellow goes underneath, and that goes like that. So there you go. That's all sealed. Now we're going to shake it up. Okay. Nothing's leaking out, so that's good so far. Okay. Now that it's shook up, we're going to hang it up over on the fence over there and let it sit. And I'm going to show you the last product while we're waiting for this to settle down and give us nice clean water. Alright, so we're waiting for that water out there to finish up. I want to show you something that I think is really, really handy. And these are Cred Cloths, okay? Now we're all familiar with the kind of cloths you stick in water and they expand, or the kind of cloths that you open up, you rip open, and they're kind of like big baby wipes. These are nothing like that, and they're actually really cool. I'm going to show you how they work. Basically what you do is you're going to take one of these and you're going to smack it. You're going to open it up and you're going to wash your hands with it. And it is an actual cloth in there. What you do with these, let me see if I can smack it on the first shot here. There's some soap and stuff in there. So you're going to take it, smack it like that, mix it around in there. And yeah, I'm actually feeling a real cloth in there. Okay? And when you're ready, you're going to open that up and use it. So let's see what it looks like after I've smacked it and mixed it around a little. See, there's soap and suds already in there. And look at that. That is an actual cloth. That's amazing. There's the bag it was in. And look at that. That is an actual, you can reuse this thing. This is an actual cloth inside there. See? 100% cotton cloth. And wow, after getting all that dirty water, it took a lot of, you can even see it took some dirt off my hands. So that's a real, honest-to-God cloth. I mean, you could reuse this thing. You could soak this down and reuse it later. But definitely cool. Let me see what it feels like. I'm going to wipe off my face because I was a little sweaty out there. Yeah, that feels really refreshing. And it's not a soapy, slimy feeling. What I like about it is it doesn't feel like you got soap on your hands. It's like that soap that doesn't need water to rinse. You just use it on your hands, and you don't have that sticky leftover kind of feeling that those soapy rags tend to give you. So these are just like a shower in a bag. You get 100% cotton terry cloth washcloth. It's 12 by 12 inches. It'll power through the crud on you, gets your hands nice and clean. I can tell you right now, my hands feel very clean after using that. Really impressed with that product. And they're $4 each. You really can't beat that, especially with the ability to reuse the cloth at a later date. You know, if this thing even dries up, you can use it as a pot holder or whatever. I mean, that's definitely a reusable item. So it gives you the convenience of a wipe, but the feeling of having a nice shower. You've got water and soap, but the soap isn't slimy. It's portable and convenient. I mean, these things come in all sorts of scents. I forget what scent I did here. This was citrus, okay? But you have unscented, lavender, you got tea tree, peppermint. Definitely a cool little thing. I mean, look at that. That is an actual, honest-to-God rag. It's not, you know, a towel. It's not a, you know, baby wipe. That itself is impressive right there. And you see how easy they are to use. You just smack them, mix them up a little bit, and there you go. Got yourself a shower in a bag. Definitely a cool little thing. They're eco-friendly. They're made in the USA. Again, they have the terry cloth towel. They are made from plants and therapeutic-grade essential oils. So you can take this home in the resealable bag, use it, wash it, use it again. Like I said, definitely a cool thing. And they don't have an expiration date. So as long as this bag is sealed, you're good to go. There's no expiration date on these. These are definitely, I'm definitely going to get more of these. This is one of those products that I am very impressed with and I'm going to be picking up more of them. Anyway, folks, that is a Cred Cloth. Let's go outside and see how our water's doing, and then we can wrap up the video. All right, I don't know how the camera's picking it up, but there you go. It's been about a half an hour. All the sediment has settled to the bottom of the bag there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a thing of water from it, bring it inside. We're going to use that clear bottle that I had the dirty water in. I did wash it out first. So we're going to try that out and see how the water tastes. So as I approached the bag, I realized it's actually a lot clearer than it looked. From a distance, it still looked like it still had some of the cleaner in it. But actually, as you can tell, that's the water that came out, and that's crystal clear. I'm going to give it a try, taste it out. Yeah, tastes perfectly good to me. A little warm because it was sitting in the sun, but definitely does its job. So those are just some products that I've come across that I feel for new preppers, they're definitely handy to have, especially those Cred Cloths and the Aqua Tabs. This may take a little bit longer for you folks to learn how to use it, although it's not difficult. Just as a new prepper, maybe you want to go out and get a regular filter, but for something like, like a camp, where you have a stream with questionable water, maybe you want to purify it first. Man, to have 2 gallons sitting up there, 2 or 3 gallons sitting up there purified, ready to go, definitely awesome. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is on the bottom, and I took it off to bring it into you, so I'm not going to drink any more water from that one, is a clip here. At the bottom of the bag, where all that sediment settled, you're going to twist the bag off and lock that over it. I brought this in to show it to you, but I forgot to do a video of taking actually the water out of there, so you didn't get to see it. So that's how that works. That will work very, very well in keeping the sediment that settles to the bottom from getting mixed back up if the bag gets bumped or knocked around or whatever. That will keep the sediment sealed up at the bottom. You just twist the bottom up and snap it in there. So I'm definitely impressed with it. The Pure bag definitely did its job. The Delta emergency water filter was awesome. That thing is great. You can't beat that. The Aqua Tabs, again, awesome for camping, hiking, emergencies, even at home emergencies. So definitely cool stuff. Check it out. All the links for this stuff will be down below if you are interested in purchasing any of it. I do have it in my Amazon store as well, so you can check that out. Below that is our freeze-dried wholesaler link. Save 15%. Shop for the freeze-dried food you want to store for long term. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a video putting that stuff away. I put it away for a year in a bag, in a Mylar bag. No oxygen absorber, no nothing. We're going to see how good it is after it's been sitting in a bag for a year, ready to be cooked up. So check them out. They have an amazing wide variety of freeze-dried foods. If you like to cook, this is your place to shop, and you'll save 15% for using my link. Under that are my Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. Don't forget, $250 off a 3-month food supply. And below that is our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store as well. Anyway, folks, I thank you for coming along the ride with me today and checking out all this cool stuff. Stay safe and stay prepared.